So I'm cranking this way down. And this is a complete, just crazy list. So let's start off with the Craftworld side. You've got a Wave Serpent, and you've got 9 Dark Reapers. The reason I did 9 and not 10 is because I want to be able to put some characters in the Wave Serpent. So I kept it less than that. I've got a Warlock Conclave with 2 guys on foot. I've got Eldrad there. If you've seen any of my other battle reports, you kind of know how I like to use these guys. We've got 1 squad of 5 Warp Spiders. We have a Farseer on a bike. We've got 2 squads of Rangers, which went down in points as well, which is awesome. And then we've got Storm Guardians, a squad of 8. Basically, they're really cheap now. They're back down to like 56 points for 8 of them. So they could just kind of sit there in my backfield and, do nothing. Then we've got some Harlequins. I've decided I really like to mix in a little bit of Harlequins because in my other lists, I kind of noticed that I needed a little bit of punching going on. So I've got a Troupe Master all decked out. That's going to be my Warlord. And they did, confirm in the most recent FAQ that you can get as many command points back as you want per turn. It doesn't limit you with that Warlord trait. So that's really good. Yeah. So that, and then I got a 9-man with Caresses and a 5-man just base. So they're just kind of there to harass, be a pain, but they also can kill. The 9-man can do a lot of work. And then we've got Drukhari, but I'm actually running them as Ynnari. So a little different, and there's a reason for this, which we'll get into as the game is going. The main thing is because Yvraine can give a 5-up invuln to units within 6 inches. So I think that that's going to make the bikes just a little bit more durable. So what we're doing is we're running 3 10-man Reaver bikes. So with those, the price going down to 10 points per bike is completely broken. We're going to see how broken it is, if it works, if it's really bad. I have no idea how it's going to go. And then we've got Yvraine, and we have 3 squads of 5 Kabalite Warriors. And then we've got the 15-point witch. I don't know how to say her name.
Yvraine?
No. Starts with an L. I don't know what it is. Look in the list description below. I can't say it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But it's just a super cheap infantry unit that you can just run around to do secondaries for you, essentially. So, yeah.
Oh, the Lamia or whatever.
Yeah. I have no idea how to say it. So that is the list.
It's a battalion and a supreme command. So Guilliman is leading the charge as my warlord, as usual. Let's start with the heavies because those guys do all the work. We have 2 units of devs, 1 Grav, 1 Lascannon, 1 unit of 5 Assault Hellblasters, so they can advance and shoot. 2 units of Victrix Guard, they really use the bodyguard rule. We got Tigurius, of course, the best psyker in the game, at least from the Marine side. We got the Super Apothecary. He's got a relic that lets him extend his 6-up Feel No Pain bubble to 6 inches. On the Troupe side, we have a 10-man Intercessors with the Assault Bolters. Sergeant's got a Thunderhammer. We got a couple grenade launchers in there. We have 2 5-man units of Infiltrators, both rocking the Helix Gauntlets. And then 1 3-man attack bike squad with multi-Meltas. And then we have the last HQ here is good old Chaplain on a bike. He's a super chaplain, so he's doing 2 litanies, rolling on 2s. He's got +1 to hit and +1 to wound as his 2 litanies. And his relic is the Seal of Oath, the Ultramarine relic that lets him reroll all hits and wounds as an aura against 1 target I pick at the beginning of the game. So that's the Ultramarines, and let's go to work.
So this is at the end of deployment. Thomas won the roll-off to go first. So let's start over on the Ultramarine side. And you chose to redeploy, and also I chose to redeploy as the Eldar. So he made this pocket right here during deployment, and he definitely put the guys there. I had my Wave Serpent in a vulnerable spot for these Lascannons. I took them out of a vulnerable spot, but they're kind of just all the way back here. They do have the forest, which matters for some of the shooting, but not all of mine. What is the plan with the Chaplain? What are you trying to do with him?
So he was there to give he's picked the Wave Serpent as his friend that he wants to kill, but now that you've taken it out of range, he was there to give the litanies to the Lascannons to help them kill it a little easier.
Okay.
Now we'll have to see what he's going to do. We've redeployed just in case. It forces you to spend some command points. It also lets me spread out a little bit more to keep you from getting deployed scramblers. So I just got to position guys to be safe and what can get shots this turn. I've put these 2 units up front here, 5-man combat squad and a Grav squad to try to shoot some guys over there.
Yep, he's trying to go all the way down here. We'll see if he'll be able to really get line of sight. It's going to be tricky.
He put some warp spiders there that he redeployed. So
yeah, warp spiders redeployed. Yep.
I had to get rid of those guys, and so now he's redeployed them.
And then you've just got a line right here going for that center. He's got a lot of objectives and secondaries and stuff to get the center of the board. And then when we look at the Eldar side, so I had the Wave Serpent positioned right here. I basically flip-flopped it to be over here so that it's safe. I really can't afford that to die, but I do have some options for my Dark Reapers still. We've just got tons and tons of bikes stacking up and more bikes over here. We'll see if they can even do anything. We'll see if the 5-up invuln for them really matters. And then we're kind of just doing a Kabalite blob around Yvraine to kind of buff them up and get my Psychers up into this middle pocket. The other thing that hurts the Wave Serpent being back here is my Psychers coming out of that will be a little bit slower, right? If they were up here, the threat to the middle of the board is a lot more than it will be, being another 6-7 inches backwards. And we've got the Harlequins and the Troupe Master sitting up here just to go ham. It's going to be unfortunate if, they die. I won't lose all of them, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So on to the first turn. But what happened during Thomas's turn? So Thomas moved all his guys up here. He was able to get 3 grab guys inside of me and some guys here as well. He hit and wounded a lot with the grab. He ended up killing 6 of the 9 Harlequins. I passed the morale just barely. That is detrimental, though, and unfortunate. He did get his psychic power off to give the 5-up invulnerable bubble, and he's just kind of chilling here now. So small turn for him, but a win to take the Harlequins out. So, Thomas.
He's got me in a pickle here.
Yeah, a little bit of a pickle.
Went really well for him. I did not roll any 6s. Not any of note on my 6-up Feel No Pain, which...
Yep.
They just barely
got a lot of guys. So what happened there is...
all the grab guys.
Yeah, the grab guys. Yep.
And Dark Reapers. And then these guys got shot to bits.
Yep.
So the 5-man and the dark and the grab guys went down like chumps.
And the Dark Reapers did jump out. They jumped back in. I got a CP back actually from one of the stratagems I spent, so that was really good. You'll see Eldrad's kind of in his house over here. We shuffled everything way over here to kind of block him. We're trying to block the bikes. He did block my psychic power though for the 5-up invuln. He re-rolled it, got a 12. Jackass. So my plan to kind of buff these bikes and make them a little bit more survivable did not really happen. These bikes just went over here for positioning in future turns. And then my couple Harlequins and the Troupe Master that was left here picked up his
Can you kill those infiltrators?
His infiltrators.
Like they were nothing. Transhuman didn't care.
They're good, man. The Troupe Master's really good. That's why I spent for that. I just wish I had all 10 Harlequins here instead of 3. Because if I had 10 right here right now this turn, whoo, the next turn is going to be a fun city.
I would have liked it better if there was 2 left.
Yeah.
We didn't make that morale test so that he got
So I took him off of this one, took his banner off, got my direct assault, and then I took his banner off in this as well. So he only holds 1 objective. Super good turn for me, but I'm going to get hit pretty hard because I don't have that 5-up invulnerable save. So we'll see. Okay, so Thomas's top of 2 was pretty devastating for the Eldar. He pushed all the way up here. He wiped everything in the front. Unfortunately, I placed Eldrad a little exposed. Guilliman came and ate him up. I failed a lot of saves when he shot at him. So they died. Hellblasters picked up an entire squad of bikes there. And back here, it was very, very close. I passed all the saves with the Melta guns. He was forced to shoot the Lascannons. The Lascannons picked up the Troupe Master. And then the last couple Harlequins died in combat. He was able to tag these bikes. I swung back, just did a wound. Nothing too big. But yeah, that was pretty devastating. So we'll continue rolling. All right, so the Eldar have this going on. We staying in combat here. So just kind of a recap. We're staying in combat here. The Dark Reapers are coming out. We're going to see what we can open up with it. We're going to have line of sight to do a Serpent Shield on something, whatever it is. We're going to try to do mortal wounds. All the Psychers are piling up right here to kill the Victrix Guard. We really need to have successful psychic powers. And then we're going to try to take out Guilliman and the Hellblasters. So it's a lot to ask. We'll see how it goes. We brought these guys in over here. They're deploying Scramblers. So the Rangers are going to take care of that for the second one. And yeah, we'll see what ends up. Okay, so we did psychic stuff. Man, there was a really exciting moment. We're going to recap this. And if you're watching live If you're not watching live, go watch live next time and you'll kind of see this happen in real time. Yvraine did her targeted smite into Guilliman up here. Thomas was going to block it. He rolled the dice. He successfully blocked it. Then he's like, oh, it's into Guilliman, no reason. I rolled a 6, which then is D6 damage, and I rolled a 6 on the damage. So he took 6 mortals from that. But as you can see, he's still standing. So unfortunately, I was not able to clear enough guys to shoot my Dark Reapers at him. He made a lot of saves because without having Guide and Doom, Dark Reapers just don't really do enough. I didn't get enough through. These Harlequins don't have any close combat weapons. The bikes don't do anything. There's no rerolls. He's just made all of his saves. So he's down to 2 wounds right now, right? So Guilliman's down 2 wounds. He killed 5 bikes. So that's kind of what happened there. It could have gone better. Could have gone worse. But we'll see kind of what happens in the next turn right there. And then my bike's over here. We're able to punch him, kill the bike, move into the other bike, and keep him trapped. They're going to die next turn, but I mean, that's okay. They're kind of doing their job right now, which is perfectly fine. And yeah, that's where we're at.
All right, here we are at the bottom of turn 3. So I just finished my top of 3. I fought and killed everything in this middle here except for a Farseer who's left with 1 wound. Over here, these guys fought and whiffed. My Chaplain whiffed. There's enough bikes there that it's interesting, but I'm held. I should hold that. I made a long charge here after shooting to try to punch these guys, but I didn't want to get off this objective, so I could only really swing with 2 guys, so it was not enough to kill them. They survived. Over here, Brad Perros, but he's still alive. I couldn't quite get an angle. And I brought back a Hellblaster from the Apothecary. So that's pretty much it. We are on to bottom of turn 3 with Brad.
All right, so at the bottom of 3, the Dark Reaper shot, and they jumped back into the Wave Serpent. They cleaned up 1 guy and then 2 Hellblasters. I really needed this other Hellblaster to die, because I was just going to bring another one back, but close. Farseer died, nothing I could do about that. Psychic powers, both of them got blocked, so I really needed the psychic powers to go off to, just kill some guys. So didn't really happen. I will finish deploy scramblers. I tried to put these guys in here and charge them just onto the objective to take it away from him and give me more points. I rolled an 8. I needed a 9. So I will prevent him from getting more for the primary again, but I really needed to knock his primary down and give me secondary points there. So going on 4. All right, going in this turn, I pretty much knew I was about to get tabled. He got pretty lucky with Tiggy, and he got a super smite, rolled a 6, cleaned up all the Rangers that were there, and then he also killed the Wave Serpent. So he was the MVP of this turn, which then exposed the Dark Reapers that were here and everything. He made all his charges. He just started cleaning up shop. The bikes died. Everything died on the table, except for...
Which standing in for
she's just
Lhamean.
been chilling, sitting here all game, doing nothing. So
my objective.
Yeah, we'll get 5 points on the next turn. And honestly, he might not even be able to get to me. So I might just sit there for 2 turns and get 5 points. And that'll pretty much wrap it up. So yeah, tune in to the video after this for a full kind of breakdown and recap of this game and how we think the list went. Thank you for watching, everybody.